everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to complete this stage makeup look. So you'll see no false lashes, but a good amount of mascara, a nice smoky eye, and a beautiful bold lip. So stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so a few things I want to mention first are that you want to cleanse your entire area. So whatever area you're using, whatever counter you're using, table, wherever you are, make sure that you disinfect the area first. Whether that be with alcohol, with disinfecting wipes, whatever that means to you, disinfect your area and then lay out either a towel, paper towels, a washcloth, so that you have a nice area to work on. Two things that you want to do first are cleanse and moisturize your skin. Even if there's no makeup on your face, you want to remove the oil and the bacteria. So what you can do, if you don't have access to running water face wash, you can use a baby wipe to wipe all that off, and then a good moisturizer. Okay, let's get started. So first, I put my hair back. You can use anything like a clip to put your hair back so that it's out of your face. I'm using this guy. It's just one of those terry cloth headbands. It literally gets all the hair out of my face. Or you can also have your hair pulled back into its appropriate style first. I always put some type of lip moisturizer on while I'm doing the rest of my makeup so that it has time to soak in and really soften my lips. If you have dry skin and flakiness on your lips, you can take your toothbrush or sugar or even a paper towel and rub all that dead skin off, because then if you have dead skin on your lips, then your lipstick won't go on smoothly. Ick. So I actually use straight up Vaseline. That's how I do. Right on there. I apply it liberally and then I dab off the excess before I finish and put my lipstick on. Moving on. This is where you would take your concealer or your eye primer and put that all over the top of your lid. I usually just use my finger and gently blend everything out. And also blend it out a little bit further this way, because if you have a harsh edge where the primer ends, then you're gonna have a problem where your eyeshadow is gonna look real patchy right at that end spot. So really blend that out there. Don't tug too hard on the skin because you don't wanna create premature wrinkles. Then you wanna set that with your powder. Whatever powder that suits your skin tone. You can use a translucent, like a loose powder. You can use a pressed powder, you know, whatever works for you. Start with your fluffy eyeshadow brush. This is brush number 5. And you'll take just a little bit of that powder, just a little, and just set it. This is giving you a wonderful base so that your shadows will stay in place for hours, because you know we're at these games and we're at these shows for hours and hours. So you don't want to have to sit there and touch up on the field, because ain't nobody got time for that. So you're moving on to your eyeshadow. You're gonna take that same brush number 5. So you have this wonderful sheet in here that has all the different names of the colors, which is super helpful so that we can make decisions. Now for your different skin tones, you're gonna have to use a different transition color. For myself, I'm going to use a combination of Truth and Speechless as my transition shade. Couple dabs, and I'm taking this up pretty far, like pretty close to the eyebrow, but not actually touching the eyebrow. You see how there's still a little space there? This is just giving you a wonderful base for all your shadows to blend into. You'll also take a little bit of that and just dab on that outer V, that outer corner of your eye, kind of bring that back. This is where you create your initial shape. Then you're going to take it into your next crease color. Brush number 8. If you started down here at these darker colors, you're gonna just go right to the darker. So then for myself, I'm going to take Center. This is where you start to carry it into the crease and focus it more down. You will have to adjust this process for your eye shape, but this is the overall shape that I'd like everyone to have. And that outer V, and again here. And you can blend up a little, but not too far, because you still have another color to go for. And then I like to go back with that first brush, number 5, and just kind of blend. I don't put anything else on it. Don't dip it back in. you just go right in there and kind of blend them together a little. Very flat, a lot more dense, so it's really gonna go right into that crease. A combination of space, thief, and effort. I just kind of nut, and then we're gonna focus that really close in on that crease. Oh, while I'm here, let me mention, I have a button-down shirt on because it's very easy for me to take it off and not pull it over my head once the makeup's done, so that, because I don't want to get makeup all over my clothes. Okay, so I'm taking it into this outer V and then bringing it all the way in, dragging it in this way to place the color. And you want to make sure you get all that blended, nice and blended. And if that means you have to go back in, oh look, taking that brush number 5 again, going right back in there to really blend all that good stuff out. And this is a process where you have to kind of play with it. You might have to add a little more, you might have to keep going a little. Like I'm gonna take it, for my eye shape, I'm gonna take some of that color up just a little bit, some of that darker, just a little bit further up, and then blend it out, because that's what works best for my eye shape. Blending that out this way. When you're holding the brush, if you hold the brush further back, you're gonna have less control. If you hold it closer, you'll have more control and you'll have more exact precision as to where the product is placed on your eye. So now you can see where I am in the process. Okay, then this is where we take a shimmer shadow. I like the shade in the middle, Sparkle, the best. Depending on your skin tone, you might have to mix a couple of them, but it should be ideally Sparkle or one of its partners that you kind of mix right here. This is a little too gold for what we're trying to do. This is more in the neutrals, which is where we're trying to go. So I literally just take my finger, rub it in there, not super hard, be very gentle, and then apply that right to the eyelid. Wash this finger off. I like to rub off the product on a baby wipe so that I don't, as I continue, accidentally get the shimmer somewhere else on my face. So then, just in case, you might have gotten a little bit of the shimmer in the crease. So I take brush number 9, again, which is where we had that darkest color, just kind of dab it in there, make sure that the shimmer isn't covering any of that nice dark part. We will finish the eyeshadow momentarily. I like to move on to eyeliner and then the rest of the face before I finish bottom liner, inner corner, all that good stuff. So you're gonna take your Super Precise eyeliner by Essence, which, God, she is super precise. Feel free to label yours as well so that you don't accidentally mix yours up with somebody else, because ew. Ew. This is where you're gonna want to get really close to a mirror. I'm using a mirror like this that's in a compact so I can hold it really close, because it's hard to like lean up really close and be able to see everything that you need to do. Be careful when you're removing this because it can splatter everywhere. You wipe off the excess and then I start at the back half. And you want to do little strokes. If you try to do one big stroke all at once, not gonna go well. It doesn't need to be a huge thick line. Just something thin so that we can define our eyes. Make sure that line is nice and even. You don't want any crazy bumps in the liner, so you might have to go back and kind of touch it up. Totally okay. But I picked this liner because it has the thinnest brush and the easiest application, and it was $2.99. What? If you look closely, you'll see that I don't have eyeliner in the tightest part of the tight line. I would not suggest putting this in that tight line part. This liquid liner will actually like get all up in your eye and like your tears will turn black. Not cute. So I take a pencil liner or a gel liner. This is optional, but you get this little mirror. I just kind of get it right up in there, in between the lashes, and like in that front part there. That's the difference between good makeup and great makeup. NYX has great pencil liners. So many brands have great pencil liners. I love to wait till the very end to do my mascara so that if I'm applying powder, it doesn't get stuck in the wet mascara. I am going to put a primer on my face, which you are also welcome to do. Any primer works well, just pick one for your skin type. I picked this one because it's oil-free and it works for my face, and also, not gonna lie, it was a free sample, so free is pretty good to me. Just take a little bit. NYX has great primers. CoverGirl has great primers. Maybelline has great primers. So many of the brands that you can find at your local supermarket and drugstore will have a good primer. Then you take this and you rub this in all over the face. So this creates a great barrier between your moisturizer and your makeup. So you want to keep your moisturizer moisturizing your skin and your makeup makeuping, if that makes sense. Because then as you start to sweat, because we're out there performing and all that good stuff, you want to make sure that your makeup doesn't go anywhere. Because when you're out in the stands, when you're out on the field, there's not really a lot of chances to do touch-ups. So, primer's on, she's ready to go. Moving on to concealer and foundation. I usually start with my concealer first. Some of you told me that you have really dark circles and you want help with color correcting. So you can take, this is a Wet n Wild, Walmart, CVS, Target, everywhere. Ulta, they've all got it. There's 4 different colors in here. So you can use, if you want to take this next step to really help take your makeup to the next level, you put this on after primer and before concealer and foundation. I'll show you the different colors. So I really mainly use the green and the yellow. The yellow cancels out the dark circles under your eyes because the dark circles under your eyes tend to pull like a purple color. So I'll take the yellow, or you can also take a peach color and just kind of right under there and obviously blend it out. NYX also has really great color correctors that have more like skin tones in mind. Green cancels out red. So most of us have a lot of red around our nose. That's just part of being a woman because there's a lot of extra hormones and all that good stuff. So you can just take your finger. I wiped them off on that baby wipe in between. Kind of just a little bit right around there, or anywhere where you're like, oh, I have a pimple, or oh, this or that, or whatever. You don't want to go too crazy because you have to cover up these colors. And you take concealer. And another great thing that I like to do is take the sponge I gave you, or any sponge really. So this is just a sponge that I had. A clean sponge, take a clean sponge and you'll run it under running water, and squeeze it. So you see what size it is now. I'll be right back and show you. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but it got way bigger. So the product, when it's damp like this, it helps to absorb. If you accidentally put a little bit too much product on, this just kind of absorbs the excess. And with your square sponge that I gave you, that works totally fine as well. You just do the same thing, run it under water, squeeze it, and use like the flat edge. Right under there a little bit. That just picks up a little bit of that excess that you might not need. Okay, now we're moving on to foundation. This is one of the brands that I recommended to you. This is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. It's really cool. It actually is like a dropper, like science class, some experiments you doing or something. And you don't have to use this kind, you can use whatever kind you find, as long as it is your shade and it's a formula that's good for your skin tone. NYX has really great ingredients. LA Girl has really good ingredients. You can find this at CVS, Walgreens, Ulta, sometimes Walmart, not always. Drip drop it on the back of my clean hand because I washed my hands before I started doing this. Keep everything sanitary. You notice how everything is sanitary? I cleaned all my brushes, everything's nice. Anytime you don't wash your hands or don't wash your brushes, you're putting more bacteria onto your face, which is going to cause more acne. So shout out to my brush cleaning video. Maybe I'll link it somewhere or down there or something. Use it. Use it, wash your brushes. So then I'm gonna take brush number 3. It's got this really nice buffer. Beautiful. Just kind of dip just a little bit and you start taking that all over the face. Circular motions are really great because it gives a seamless blend. In this case, we're doing it all over our face to give one super even look. This is why I said to put your hair out of your face, because here it could very easily get stuck in your hair. Very important. Put that on the ears a little bit, like take your ear out here, because you don't want to have a flawless face and then red ears. Awkward. And then also bring it down the neck. So then wash the excess off your hand. You don't want to forget and then all of a sudden, oh, it's on my shirt, it's on my eyebrow. Not today. Not today, sis. And then take that sponge, whichever one you have, and just kind of blend it all over the face. So you're blended, you blended down the neck. I'm taking the big one, brush number 1, not number 2. Dip it right in here. Just kind of circling that all over the face. Help to set everything. Another great technique is to roll the brush and then kind of This is setting all the makeup in place so that it won't go anywhere. We're going to take several steps to make sure that that makeup goes nowhere. So then you're gonna take blush, which I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna scrape a little bit onto a paper towel for you. And I'm taking brush number 2. Brush number 2. Into here. And then see how I'm putting it like up a little bit higher? I'm stippling it, not so much rubbing it, more stippling it, because that won't move any of the product underneath that we've worked so hard to put on there. That bigger brush number 1 and kind of blend it out a little. This brush is much more dense. The bristles, there's way more bristles here and they're packed very tightly. So this is more for applying. And then this is for the blending. And since this is stage makeup, you can put a little extra blush on, like more than you would put on for school or for something like that. You would put on a little bit more because you're gonna be far away and you're gonna have very harsh lights on you. Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark. Moving on. So we're gonna finish the eyes by going back in, you know, just see like, oh, did I do everything right? Is everything cute? You know, do I need to like blend a little bit more here? Do I need to add a little more shimmer on the lid? You know, what do we need to do? How do we need to make this work? Like, I'm gonna put a little more shimmer on the lid, but make sure you don't put that on that eyeliner that you already did, because you want that to stay matte. Matte and flat. I'm gonna take this little baby. This is brush number 12. Little teeny tiny angle brush. And we're gonna take some of those darkest colors at the bottom. You're gonna kind of right here. Kind of like almost stamping it. You can do the same thing with this brush, which is brush number 11. See how it's like a really like flat, thin and flat? You can do the same thing. Just depends on your preference and how you like to hold your brush in your hand, but both of them will achieve the same look. And make sure you connect that top liner to that bottom. Like, if you look really closely, you might be able to see that I have a space right there. I connect that. because you want your eye to look like one nice big shape. And since I just got really close, I realized that you get in there a little bit. Also, throughout the process, if you notice like, oh look, I need to go in here and blend a little more. Blend some of that concealer that I did. She needs a little help. You just, you know, you can pinch down on that sponge and really get into that spot that you're trying to get into. Perfect. We love it. Brush number 10, which is just a little dome pencil brush. And I didn't put any product on it. Go in there, smoke it out a little. Just a little. So it's not super duper harsh. But again, I did not put any product on the brush before I went in and just started blending. Nice. I like to start with this very lightest shade. It's going to be different for some of you. This lightest shade and then this shade, because this one's a little bit of a shimmer. Just kind of go in that inner corner. I'm going to take some of that color that we put on our lid right in there. So now my eyeshadow's done, my eyeliner's done, my face is done. What do we have left? Eyebrows, mascara, lips. So you're gonna take your LA Girl Shady Slim brow pencil in the shade that I gave you. I like to start by just brushing through my brows. You can take an eyebrow gel or a hair gel. Honestly, the hair gel works a little bit better and then it serves a second purpose because I'm already bringing this to slick my hair back anyway. Just take a little bit onto here. Honestly, that was probably too much, so we're gonna dab some of that off because that's a lot. A lot. You don't want to put too much on, but this helps to keep all those brow hairs in place so they don't go flapping in the wind. You do not want any straggly brow hairs. I like to usually put my elbow on a surface so that I'm not wobbling around. Getting right in there at the bottom of the brow. Kind of creating that base line down there. And then because we have this really nice skinny pencil, I like to create these hair-like strokes. So they look like real brows. You know, like it looks like those are actually your brow hairs. That's what we're going for. Just filling her in. And then also going in like on the top up here. Really shaping that up. And then we go through again with this side once we're done and brush through it. Really just trying to give ourselves a nice substantial brow. Your eyes are the window to the soul and your brows frame them. So I want to make sure they look good. So I put a mascara in all of your bags that I bought for you. Just a little cute one. Should last you more than the season, but I'm just going to use this one for this purpose of this video. So if you have an eyelash curler, feel free to use it. If not, that's okay. This helps to open the eyelashes. It really opens the eyes. Okay, my eyelashes are curled. So you're going to take your mascara. You have some application options. You can either A, just keep blinking. I'm just blinking onto the applicator, which is getting most of the product on there. Or B, you can kind of wiggle it through there, just like that, and kind of comb everything through. And I normally do, when I'm performing, I'll do 3 coats of mascara to really make them nice and full. I'm apologizing on behalf of Mother Nature. As soon as I mentioned that it got darker, the sun just started to peek through again. Let me just apologize on behalf of Mother Nature, because clearly she got it twisted. She forgot that I was filming a video. Like, honey, could you fix that real quick? I will come back to that at the very end. We will do lips, and then we will put the setting spray on, and then we'll do the lower lashes, so that when you spray this, you don't want it to get on the lower lashes, so then it like gets on your skin underneath. Not cute. So I'm wiping off the excess of my Vaseline. So then you have your lipstick. I'm gonna be a little bit extra and put a lip liner on underneath. You can find NYX lip liners in any and every color all over the place. Milani has great lip liners, again, available everywhere. Super easy if that's what you want to do. You're not required to, but it helps the product stay on longer. And you're going to take your lipstick, which is already curved in a, like this is curved to the shape of your lip. Couldn't ask for anything else. Just applying it. And notice how I'm going in the corners of my mouth. In there. Because you don't want to be like smiling and then, oh look, I forgot to put my lipstick there. Awkward. Making sure you clean up that line. Also, in there, and up in there. And then take 3 fingers and just put them just like behind your teeth in your mouth, and then close your lips and pull. All of that would have gone right onto your teeth. And then a great way to make sure that it doesn't move, just go like this. Quick blot. So then I'm taking my setting spray. I'm using an oil-free setting spray because I'm oily, that's just life. Hold it pretty far away from your face. And then I take a fan. This helps it dry down faster. Okay, we had one last step. What was it? Were you listening? We're gonna take your mascara again. Put it, make sure you wipe off that excess so you don't accidentally knock yourself with it. Mascara on your lower lashes. And that's it. You're done. We're not doing any crazy contouring, no crazy highlighting. This is the look. All right, ladies, this is the final look. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you so much. Good luck. Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark.